Welcome back to the 4 a.m. Talks podcast. I'm your host, Manoj Velu. We are back again with another episode. So, before I get into this episode, I just wanted to thank you because you've always been, visiting this particular channel. You always come here to learn something new, get the values out of it, and you wanted to become a better person. And I'm trying to help you out with this podcast. So I'm really happy with whatever I'm doing right now, and I just hope that it helps you in some fashion or the other to make sure that you become 1% every single day. So with that, let's get into today's topic. So let's take an example of John Carpenter. John Carpenter is really excited to know what it takes to become big. He wanted to become an entrepreneur, and his father himself, an entrepreneur, a CEO of a big company, and he just wants to understand what it's like to become that big. John Carpenter goes to his father. He says, "Dad, what it's like to become, you have been so successful in your life, be it a professional life where you have established a good company and you're doing very good for yourself, and also you are able to cope up with your personal life as well. What it makes you succeed where most of them are not able to do either one." So his dad was actually surprised. John Carpenter asking this question to his dad actually surprised his dad, because he felt John Carpenter is trying to do his way, or he didn't he just thought that he's just figuring it out and he's doing something. But this guy, he actually what his dad thought was, this guy is actually thinking of doing something. See, that is why he's able to bring up with such a question. And then he answered his son in a very simple way. Why most of them is not able to be successful is because they matter the things which don't matter on the macro, which means they are giving too much of attention, and they spend a lot of energy on the things which don't matter anyways. On the long term, it doesn't mean anything. Let's say, for example, you are you have to go out and you have to somehow reach a place where you feel you have to reach it in 15 to 20 minutes, and suddenly you would see an accident happen and there's a traffic jam, and for sure that in 20 minutes you will not be able to reach the place where you wanted to reach. What is the first thing that will happen, or what is the first thing that you're gonna tell to yourself? I'm just asking you. This is how John Carpenter's dad approached to John Carpenter, so the same way I'm approaching you as well. What is the first thing that comes to your mind? Oh my god, this is ridiculous. This traffic jam is irritating. People don't drive well. They don't take care of the things that they do, and see, this is the consequence that I have. These are the things where it shouldn't matter. You see, the things which you worry about, if you are one of these categories, don't worry, you are one among the massive majority who would be thinking the same way. So you need to understand that it has nothing to do with yourself. The reason why you are late is because you have started late. The person who understands this will eventually become better, will eventually understand that it's his, he has the accountability of putting the blame on him rather than someone else. It's just an escape that they do, to make sure to feel comfortable that they are right always, which is nonsense. So you need to understand that it's okay to feel that way. I have felt the same way. I'm no different. I have thought the same way, where I would always think about people and say, why can't they do this, why are they doing all these kind of stuffs, rather than thinking about me, why didn't I start early? Why can't I think about what if I don't understand my worst case scenario? Let's say, for example, if I wanted to reach a place in 15 minutes, which I've given you the example, I should think, that what is the worst case scenario that I may not reach in 15 minutes to that particular destination. This is the first question that I need to ask myself. So the first and the most important thing that comes, where it will stop you, is the traffic jam. It is the traffic jam, it. And if you know that deep inside, that this is the problem that is going to create, and also many things that you're going to figure it out, and you should prepare yourself and make sure that you leave 1 hour early. It's okay to be early, not being late. You need to understand that it's okay and good to be early. It's okay to be early 30 minutes before, 1 hour before, not being late. That will give a wrong impression to everybody, and you'll set a wrong example. Let's say, for example, you are the chief guest, and if you're being late, that's a horrible thing to do, because you're setting a wrong example. If it's 5:30, you're there at 5:30. If it's 6, you're there at 6. If it's 6:30, you are there at 6:30. And if you're there well before, congratulations, you have won the first thing. So whenever somebody is taking something from you, he would learn that, okay, this person is on time, okay, this person is very early, and he's making sure that he's there right on time. That is the most important thing. So this is what John Carpenter's father, his dad, said. John Carpenter's dad said to John Carpenter, this is why most people fail. And I understood that, and I made sure that I don't do these mistakes, and make sure that I learn every single day and grow from there. And that is why I'm able to build all these things for myself and lead a meaningful life. So this is the John Carpenter learning from his dad, learning from one of the most credible persons in the world, which it means a lot to him. What better to learn from than from your dad? So see, John Carpenter is learning from his dad, and you are and me are trying to learn from the stories. So we are as lucky as John Carpenter. So the luckiest part is done. Now it's up to you. How many times have you blamed someone else? Just ask yourself. Can you please shut everything out and just ask yourself, how many times you have blamed someone in a day? And can you do a simple math by taking an average of how many times you have blamed someone else in a month? And then you do a quarterly basis, and then you do for half a year, and then you do a year. You would be surprised by the amount of times that you have blamed someone else. Now what you can do is, if you can remember and think most of the things, or almost all the things that you have blamed, actually the root cause is you, because you didn't prepare well enough to make sure that you have to go there and do the job or get the things done. So with all this that I have said, now it's time for you to act. Can you please, this is a simple exercise which no one talks about, and I'm really happy that I'm bringing this episode to you to understand that you have to take accountability for yourself. You need to understand that you can't blame someone else. You can't blame. It's just that, if you are blaming, then what happens is you are putting too much of energy into something which is not meant to do anything. It just spoils your health. You will have a lot of issues. So those are the things which you can control, and you can ask yourself, okay, why did this happen? This accident happened simply because I didn't start early. It's not because of the driver, it's not because of the people, it's about you. It's you. If you had started early, you would make sure that you will reach well in time, and you would go there and attend whatever the you wanted to. So if you are a chief guest, if you are attending a seminar, whatever it could be, but please make sure that you are on time, and make sure that you are well prepared for the worst case scenario, and just go after whatever you wanted to do. With that being said, have a wonderful day, everyone. I'll see you in the next episode. Take care. Bye.